Greetings, math fans. All right, so this topic today is called greatest common factor. Okay, and we abbreviate that GCF. And basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find a number that goes into 12 and 6 evenly, the largest number that goes into that. Okay, so if you would start out, I'm going to tell you the answer right away. The GCF is 6, because if you put this in your calculator, 12 divided by 6 is 2, and 6 divided by 6 is 1. So because these are whole numbers, 6 is my greatest common factor. Okay, so that's kind of how you do that. Now I'm going to erase this really quickly here, and let's just say you got the wrong answer. Let's say you thought the GCF was 2. Okay, you always look for the largest one. Now 2 does work, and I'm going to actually put a line underneath it. Instead of the divided by sign, I'm going to put a 2 underneath here. So you would get, if you say 12 divided by 2, you get 6, and 6 divided by 2 is 3. But then you recognize 3 goes into those as well. Okay, so if I divide both sides by 3, you could tell 2 is not my answer. And if I could divide each one by 3, 2 times 3 is 6. So 6 is actually, 6 was my greatest common factor. All right, so you're using your calculator to divide to see what number goes into 12 and 6, the biggest number that goes in 12 and 6. Okay, if you ever divide and you get an even number, that means you can already take, or you can take out another 2. So this is what I want you to do. Let me kind of erase this here a little bit. Okay. All right, so this is the work you're going to do. You're going to say 6 is my greatest common factor, and then you're going to divide that out. You're going to put a 6 here, and if you notice, you have 2 terms, 1 and 2. Okay, you're going to divide each of those by 6. So if I divide 12 divided by 6, I get 2. Don't forget your variable, 2y. 6 divided by 6 is 1, but it's minus 1. So this is what I'm looking for. Okay, let me change the color here a little quickly here. Okay, I'm looking for that as my answer. So the greatest common factor is the 6, and then that's the leftover. Okay? Okay, so let's look at the next one. What number goes into 16 and 12? Now you could always start out with 2, and that's okay. If that shrinks it down a little bit, so let's just do this. If I divide each of these by 2, I get 2, and again, I say 16 divided by 2 is 8y, 12 by 2 is 6. So I know, because these are both even numbers, I could have taken out another 2. So I'm going to actually I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to make this, instead of that, I'm going to make it a 4. Because if I can take out a 2, and I can take out another 2, 2 times 2 is 4. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So watch this. I get 4, parentheses, and then 16 divided by 4 is 4y minus 3. And that's my answer. Because you can't do anything more with that. You understand that these numbers, I have a 4 here and I have a 3. Nothing can go into 4 and 3 evenly. Okay? So let's do a few more here. Again, they're both even numbers. I'm going to divide by 2. I can't see any number that's bigger than 2 that goes in there. So 2, and then 10 divided by 2 is 5y, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. And that's your answer. Okay, so this is a little bit different. Start dividing by 3, and by 5, and by 7, and those are kind of, really the numbers you want to divide by are 2, 3, 5, and 7. So in this case here, I know I shouldn't divide by 2, because 9 divided by 2 is 4.5, and that's not good. Okay, so let's go with 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3 times, and then it's 3y minus 4. Okay, it's easy to check it because I can multiply this out again. 3 times 3y is 9y, and 3 times negative 4 is minus 12. Okay, this next one, again, these are big numbers, so I know if I divide by 2, I get 2 parentheses 6y minus 16. Those are both even numbers. I can take out another 2. Okay, so I'm not going to do it 2. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. So divide by 4, and I get 4 parentheses 3y minus 8. Nothing goes into 3, nothing goes into 8, so I know that's my answer. Can't go any more than that. So what about 15 and 12? Again, I know a lot of times, guys, it's going to be, I'm going to be honest with you, it's either going to be a 2, 3, or 5. Those are mainly the ones that you're looking for, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, so let's go and do this one. In this case here, it's going to be 3 because 15 is an odd number. So it's 3 parentheses, and then 15 divided by 3 is 5y minus 4. And that's my answer. Okay? This one, you guys should know it's a multiple of 5 because 5, 10, 15. So my GCF is 5. So I'm going to divide each of these by 5. So put a 5 here. And guys, I know I'm going to have, because I have 5 terms here, or sorry, 5, I have 3 terms, so I'm going to have 3 terms here. Okay, all these had 2, so I had 2 terms here. These had 2 terms here. Okay, so let's go ahead and divide. 5 divided by 5 is 1, so it's 1, so it's just x squared. You can put a 1 here too, I don't care. 10 divided by 5 is 2, so minus 2x. And 15 divided by 5 is plus 3, and that's my answer. So my answer is right here. Okay? Okay, we're going to do one more. Let's see if we can work. Let's do one a little bit lower here. All right, I'll do 2 more here because there's 2 of them that I like to do. Okay, this one, I see a 14, a 7, and a 21. So 2 is bad because 7 doesn't work. 3 is not good because if I do 14 divided by 3, that gives me 4.67, and that's not good. So remember I said you're divided by 2, 3, 5, 7. Those are the magic numbers. In this case here, if I divide everything by 7. So you put in your calculator, 14 divided by 7, so it's 2x squared. 7 divided by 7 is minus x, because it's really 1. 7 over 7 is 1. And then plus 21 divided by 7 is 3. So that's your answer. Okay, and the last one here, number 18. Let's do this one right here. If you see it's 10, 20, and 30. So what number goes into 10, 20, and 30? You should say your greatest common factor is 10. So I can divide each of these by 10. And remember, you have 1, 2, 3 terms. So it's 10. And then parentheses. So again, I'm going to have 1, 2, 3 terms. Okay, so 10 divided by 10 is 1. So 1x squared. Negative 20 over 10 is minus 2x. 30 divided by 10 is plus 3. Okay, so that's just a kind of an introduction of just numbers. Now we're going to work with variables later, but it's just numbers finding greatest common factor. Okay, that's it, math fans. Adios. Goodbye.